What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Side Hustle Enterprise. This is Market Watch Wednesday, the live stream that we do every Wednesday. Welcome everybody to show up to the shit show that we're watching right now. I mean, it's crazy how much manipulation we're seeing with AMC. Lots of stuff going on. Some things I do want to cover and point out today to you guys. Wells Fargo, we have JP Morgan, we have, tons of fake Reddit accounts. There's tons of stuff going on. That's why we're seeing this price being pushed down so far. It's not just one specific thing driving the price down. It is a number of things, and we're going to go over that kind of today. I do apologize if you do hear any background noise. I'll try to keep the microphone focused on me as much as I possibly can. However, my kids and my wife and everybody, my dog, are all upstairs jumping around, having a party, I guess, apparently. So if you hear any banging or loud screaming, it's just my family. So welcome to the show. As always, Ronald, welcome. First comment of the day is from Ronald. Thank you so much, my friend. And yes, lots and lots of BS. One of the things I do want to bring up, and I'll leave it on the screen, I guess, for a little while for everyone to kind of read through. See if I can find it quickly here. This image here. I found this very amusing when this popped up on Reddit the other night, and this is just 6 of dozens of accounts that all have the same exact copy and pasted message, and I think it is hilarious. Anybody getting into the investment game or trying to invest or trade for a living, not just invest, because you can safely invest long term and still see slow returns and gains. But to be a day trader and to invest on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, the biggest thing that you learn trying to get into this is never invest more than you're not willing to lose. Now, this is a perfect example of, if these people were real, which we very highly doubt they are real, investing way more money than they're willing to lose. They were obviously invested money that was for, kids' college funds or, whatever, wife savings account, retirement, whatever it was. It's bullshit, number one, but, it's a perfect example of what not to do. I think this is a good life lesson for many people that are potentially reading these and trying to get into the investment game that, don't invest more than you can't afford to lose. It's as simple as that. I can't stress it enough. It's, it's talked about on a daily basis on multiple financial YouTube channels, on multiple Reddit, Twitter, whatever you want, social media platforms, what not to do. It's crazy. Stupid crazy. I'm trying to get my other monitor up and running over here, and it just doesn't seem to want to work. Ronald, you're a good man, Ronald. I wish you wealth and happiness and just a life of fulfillment and relaxation, my friend. You're always going above and beyond. I appreciate you. I'm working myself on buying some more shares. I'll go over that with you and some of the other VIP members of my holdings. We talked a little bit about it on Monday, but I'll go in depth of what transpired the past couple weeks with my personal holdings in a more in-depth one-on-one video for you VIP members. Now, if anybody's listening secondhand or live with us right now, you can always become a VIP member either through Patreon or through YouTube by hitting that join button down below, or subscribing to the channel, hitting that join button. Make sure you hit that like button. It always helps out the channel. There's so many YouTubers out there that are trying to push out relevant, up-to-date accurate information to you that just don't get the recognition and the views that they deserve. I don't know what it is with YouTube possibly being manipulated behind the scenes, information being driven down. It's kind of crazy that, one of my main topics the past couple of months has been AMC, has been Wall Street Bets, GameStop, the short squeeze. But when I go to my YouTube, feed, when I log into YouTube, there's almost nothing in my play roll from AMC, from other YouTubers, but AMC. It's all about, my other interests, and all the AMC stuff is kind of pushed to the back, or I actually have to search for it. It is crazy, crazy, crazy how much manipulation is going on. YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, everywhere. I can't. It blows my mind. We saw it on CNBC. We had the news anchor there, maybe a little candid. He wasn't supposed to be talking about it. He didn't realize he was still being recorded, and he brought it the AMC squeeze, and it was just clean cut, and it switched right to the other broadcaster. It just goes to show you how much information, or the information that we see on a daily basis, that is pushed out to us, not the information that we are researching for, but the information that is pushed in front of us, whether it be through Robinhood and Bazinga, or CNBC, Bloomberg, Motley Fool, companies that a lot of us thought were respectable forms of journalism, and to see how much they're just manipulated, it's just unreal. I'm looking for a reliable source every single day. I look for accurate and up-to-date information. I'm going to give this YouTuber a shout out. Let me see if I can pull up his channel real quick here off to the side, so don't mind me for a second. This guy has been amazing, in my opinion. He's done so much amazing work. I can't stress enough that if you guys are looking for accurate information, not just on AMC, but on other regulations or other security changes with the SEC or DTCC or the OSS or whatever it may be, this is the channel you want to subscribe to. The guy is phenomenal. If you guys are already subscribed to him, let him know that I'm giving him a shout out. Shout outs help other YouTubers. I appreciate him, acknowledging that I gave him a shout out. But this guy is, in my opinion, phenomenal. They're short videos, 2, 3, 4 minutes long, but he gets right to the point. He doesn't, mince words. He just gets straight to it, and he does a fantastic job of just, laying everything on the line. Let me see if I can find his channel. There we go.
Everyone, what's going on? We have a new rule filing.
Don't want to get copyright there from playing his stuff. All right, so here's his channel. I'm going to paste it here down at the bottom in the chat as well. This guy, I don't know how many hours a day he spends just researching all this information about the different filings, about the connections. One of the biggest ones that I'd recently watched, and I reckon I tagged on my Discord server, was the connection between the IWM ETF or the Russell 2000 is what it is, and how it's connected to BlackRock and iShare, and it's just this huge loophole that the hedge funds are utilizing to short AMC even further, because there are no more shares available for them to short. The retail investors have soaked up all of the AMC free float, in my opinion. That's why they're having to find these other resources to short AMC even further to drive down the price. And we're not seeing that. The volume on AMC has been so low as of late, but you look at some of these others, like these other ETFs, and the volume has gone through the roof. And that's because these hedge funds are shorting AMC through these ETFs and driving these ETFs down to short AMC to hopefully collect additional gains so they don't get margin called. It's this huge convoluted scheme that these hedge funds are going through, that it's just wild that they're going this far to drive the price down. Now, we had 42,000 or some odd calls shorts at like the $25 strike price. So we're well out of the money. And that was from JP Morgan. JP Morgan has filed with the DTCC for their resignation from the DTCC, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to start liquidating a lot of their assets and a lot of their holdings for people who have gone through them to issue shares. And, they're trying to do it maybe behind the scenes under the watchful eye of the SEC and the DTCC. It's just crazy to see how much manipulation is and how scared, and the new tactics that they're having to invent to kind of or dust off, if you will. I mean, these tactics aren't old. They aren't new. They're not something that we haven't seen before. They're old tactics, but they're having to dust them off from their collection, from the archives, because they have never felt this kind of pressure in like the past, 15, 20 years, if not longer. So to see, the longer they push this out, the bigger the squeeze is going to be, and the more I'm going to smile. I mean, I'm smiling now. I'm looking at the charts. It looks red to a lot of people. To me, it just looks like a trampoline. It looks like it's about to bounce to me. So stay positive, guys. There's tons of stuff out there. Just make sure you do your digging, do your research, and don't believe everything you see in these popular news outlets like Motley Fool, Bazinga, CNBC, whatever it may be. Really do some digging. There are some good articles out there. There are some useful information out there. One of them that I found interesting was this one about JP Morgan, who warns hedge funds to expect intraday margin calls. So we got this article, and then we got the filing shortly after to the DTCC, recalling their membership or whatever it is to the DTCC right after we got this article. So everything comes in. Everything's connected. It's all a chain. It's just being able to untangle the chain, or everything is in a web, if you will. It's just being able to, trace the lines back to its origins. And that guy, Charlie's Vids, he does a great job of doing it. I do the best I can, but I don't have the time that he has. I mean, guy's got to spend hours upon hours researching what he does. So I give him major props. So check him out. Subscribe to him. Subscribe to my channel. Guy's all about it, unreal stuff, unreal. Let me pull up that chart here. Let me copy and paste this into the chat for everybody, if anybody's interested in reading it or looking over it. Another decent article that I found that doesn't hype up, or there's always going to be some FUD, but it seems like she did a good job on this one. So let me paste this as well, just so you guys have the information. I try to give you guys as much information as possible. That way we can all maybe you guys are getting a different take on it than I am. So we were just talking about IWM, which is the Russell 2000, and which is owned by iShare and BlackRock, which is a huge company. And you can see that they have 33.7 million shares in their ETF of AMC. Let that sink in for a second. 33.7 million shares of AMC in their ETF. And there are 32 other ETFs also holding AMC. Kind of crazy. I mean, it's got these ETFs, these market makers, these big companies that see something that obviously we don't have data or access to the data, and they're purchasing AMC. And unfortunately, Citadel and other hedge funds are using these ETFs to short AMC even further. But it only lasts so long and only drives the price down so far because they're holding it. They're holding these shares. They're holding what's going on. It's It's only a matter of time. And the longer they postpone it, the bigger the squeeze is going to be, in my opinion. And that's kind of the consensus across the board with a lot of people holding AMC. The longer they hold it, the bigger it's going to be. The longer they hold it, the more information we have, access to, because more information is released on a quarterly basis. And the more time we have to learn and do our research and communicate with each other and learn from each other, what we're approaching, it's, people have been holding AMC, like myself, for well over 6 months. We're approaching another 6 months. I've already held for 6 months. What's the big deal if I hold for another 6 months? Then I'm not getting my short-term capital gains tax. Now it's a long-term play. It's over a year old, right? It's no longer a short-term capital gains tax. I'm happy with that. I'll pay less taxes on my gains if I have to wait another 6 months. That's what they're not understanding. They don't give us enough credit. They don't, respect the amount of camaraderie that we have, not just with AMC, but as individuals willing to learn and grow. They've gotten comfortable on their ivory tower, and it's about time that we chop it down. Let's take a look at that chart. I know we talked about taking a look at the chart. So this is the 1-day chart. I drew a resistance line in here. So, and the reason I drew this resistance line is more based upon, let me get rid of some of these other indicators real quick. Let's get rid of the MACD. Let's get rid of the RSI. Let's just look at volume. Okay. Volume, down here at the bottom. There's volume here too, but this is easier to see. So, we had this huge spike back here around $31, $32 or so. We had that huge spike up to $72. Look at all that volume. Okay. And we continued to trade sideways. The volume stayed within a decent range. And as we lost volume and there wasn't, I want to say back here, if we dug deeper, we looked at the news, we looked at Wall Street bets, did some deeper dives into media. We saw that more retail investors were buying into AMC. We saw something, more people were talking about it. Yeah, absolutely, Ron. We could definitely have some weak people selling, but the way I'm looking at this chart, and that has something to do with this downtrend here. But I think this is more retail investors. Our pockets are not infinite like hedge funds. We don't have deep pockets like these hedge funds do. So we bought up here. We bought down, at $9, $10, all the way up to $28, $25, $30. We bought as much as we possibly could, right? And then we bought again here. And we bought. Now, a lot of retail investors, in my opinion, are probably on E. They're just holding. We're holding. We're in a holding pattern. There's not a whole lot of money available for retail investors to keep buying. A couple more candles over. We have a little bit of another spike here after a dip. And that could have been, the remaining amount of retail investors just kind of scraping things together and buying up more shares. And now, again, a lot of retail investors are coming up empty. Their tanks are empty, their accounts are empty. Everything is in AMC. Everybody is holding. Nobody is, very few people are selling, I should say. I'm not selling. So that's why we're seeing low volume, and the price is just dropping. We went from seeing, look, almost $1 billion in volume, 800 million, 700 million in volume. Now we're only doing 68, 75 million. Huge gap in volume. To me, that's saying that nobody's buying and nobody's selling. There's no volume in either direction. It's just manipulation, trying to drive the price down. That is what we're seeing. The price is being driven down, yes, by manipulation, but also, I think, in more part by volume. Nobody is selling. Nobody is buying. We don't have any more money to buy any more shares. I'm doing everything I can on the side to make as much money with my day trading to buy more AMC shares. That's what I'm doing on a daily basis because, I appreciate Ronald, and I appreciate all you guys and all your subscribers and all the Patreon members, but I have to wait weeks, if not months, to get any of that revenue from YouTube, from Patreon, from wherever else. So if I want to buy something today, I got to do some serious trading today, and I got to get as much liquidity as I possibly can to buy additional shares of AMC. And that's kind of where I'm at. I got 2 open positions right now, 2 open call positions. One is 5 contracts, one is 2 contracts at the $40 strike price and $45 strike price. So that's where I'm at with my AMC. And then I have a crap ton of shares across 4 different platforms for AMC. I'm holding for the long call. I'm doing as much as I possibly can to bolster my account so I can buy additional shares of AMC. That's the game we're playing right now. It's their pockets are deeper than ours, and I got lucky. I got into this at the right time. I picked out some good call options. I was able to bolster my liquidity, bolster my account, and I was able to pick up more shares than I ever thought was possible for myself and AMC, at a good price. That's where I'm at. That's what I feel what we're seeing right now. I think, retail investors, guys that trade on a daily basis, guys that work a 9-to-5 job and have to wait 2 weeks for a paycheck. That's what we're seeing. That's where we're seeing those rebounds, that 2 to 3 week bounce. It takes 2 weeks to get your paycheck. It takes another week to put it into your account if you don't have instant deposit. And then we're buying more ANC. I think it's going to drop back down to this stable level of $30, and we're going to see rocket ships. Man, rocket ships. We got some other chats here. What we got going on? Hell yeah. I can chat all of a sudden. Well, welcome to the chat, GP. Appreciate you. I was holding, but looks like I'll have to keep buying to make it work. If you can afford to buy. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm trying to option trade to gain liquidity, to gain assets in my account so I can buy more AMC stock. Buying up the stock, not so much the options, is where you're going to affect and hurt the hedge funds the most. I already have a high AMC position at 49.96. Really not sure what I can do. Any advice? Yeah, Ronald's got it right, GP. Just hold, or if you can, dollar cost average. I've always been about dollar cost averaging. I started buying AMC down around $9, and I've been buying it slowly as the price goes up. So my dollar cost average is now around $12.68 per share. Even though I've bought at higher marks, I've bought at 50, I've bought at 60, I've bought at 70, whatever it is, I've kept buying. But because I'm dollar cost averaging, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm kind of picking and choosing my points of entry. My average per share is still fairly low. So as the price is low right now, I do feel it's going to dip a little bit lower. I think we're probably going to see $30 a share, if not 28. So you could have the opportunity to, if you have the liquidity, again, don't invest more than you aren't willing to lose. But at this point, you could dollar cost average and lower your percentage, or lower your average price per share and drive down that $49 to say $45 or even $40 if it gets down to $28. It all depends on how many shares you're willing to buy at these lower prices. Hey, hold on to that SafeMoon. It's coming around. Don't forget. We have the wallet supposedly coming out towards the end of July here. So I think once we see that SafeMoon wallet, we're going to see some good price movement. And remember, the longer you hold SafeMoon, you're gaining that compound interest, if you will. I love compound interest. So you're gaining the compound interest on it, and just keep holding it. It'll come around. It's come such a long way in a short amount of time. It's still at its infancy, in my opinion, and it has a lot of potential. So keep holding on to that SafeMoon, guys. buying and selling, selling low and buying lower may not be the best option, because you're going to take a loss no matter what. If you have liquidity, I would just keep what you have and buy additional. That's dollar cost averaging. If you sell what you have at a loss and buy even lower, you run the risk of missing that low point, and the price could continue to go lower. You don't know. So by dollar cost averaging, you are driving your average holdings down, but you are still holding the asset. As long as you hold a stock, and as long as it doesn't go bankruptcy, it doesn't file for bankruptcy, which I don't see AMC doing anytime soon, considering that they wiped off almost all of their debt across all of their books. So as long as you hold on to the security, whether it be 5 years, whether it be 5 months, whether it be 10 months, whether it be 10 years, you have the opportunity to come back up higher. This could just be, a minor glitch, like I said, with everybody waiting for those paychecks and money to be transferred in before we see that big volume again to really push AMC up. We don't know. But if it was me, even though you bought at 49, say I was in your position and I bought at 49, and that's where my average price per share was, I wouldn't sell them. I would just try my best to buy more at a lower price, adding to my holdings and driving down my average cost per share. Hopefully that makes sense. Yep. So I don't know why, but there's a bit of a delay here, big latency between my feed and what's actually going out to you guys. So I do apologize if I'm reading your comments or I'm answering questions, in the future or in the past here. Doing my best. So Sniper Cat, what was the issue with you not being able to chat? It looks like you figured it out. What was going on? Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about that because you both tried to do the transfer around the same time. Yeah, you said that we figured out that Robinhood liquidated all of your cryptocurrency holdings and just transferred you the cash balance. Crazy, man. That's some crazy shit. Sorry to hear about that. That's some tough business. Unfortunately, it's very strange that they did that, considering that Robinhood and Webull both say they trade Dogecoin and trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So it's very strange that they couldn't just transfer over. It kind of solidifies my conspiracy that we talked about a while back, that not your keys, not your wallet type of scenario, where Robinhood just has one large wallet for each cryptocurrency that they trade, and that the individuals don't actually have individual wallet addresses, and they just trade the cryptocurrency internally, and that's a very scary thing if you think about it. Oh, that's right. You said you were in New York too. You're kind of up Shit's Creek without a paddle, my friend. In New York, not being able to trade crypto, losing your stuff from Robinhood. I feel bad for you, man. I really do. I myself, around the same time you did, tried to transfer to Webull as well, and my transfer was declined due to activity on my Robinhood account, apparently. That's what Webull had told me. Now, when I called Robinhood or tried to chat with Robinhood, the response I got was that my liquidity and margins don't match up. And my immediate response was, I don't use margin. It's a cash account. There shouldn't have been any problem transferring to Webull. So red flags went up big time for me with Robinhood. I have stopped buying shares on Robinhood with AMC. I'm putting as much money as I can into Thinkorswim, Fidelity, and Webull, and purchasing additional shares over there. So I'm thinking what happened is Robinhood doesn't have my shares. All my shares are synthetic, and they can't transfer them because they can't get their hands on them. So that's my theory behind why my transfer didn't go through. I don't use a margin account. I haven't used a margin account since the beginning of the year. So for them to say that to me, not have all the information in front of them when they responded to my email, was very suspicious. And I haven't heard back from them since I, confronted them and sent them screenshots saying, hey, look, I've been recording my AMC my AMC and my Robinhood account, taking screenshots on a daily basis. And I don't use a margin account. And I'm well over the $25,000 day trading limit. So there's no excuse for them not to have transferred. And it was a partial transfer, granted. I didn't transfer any of my cryptocurrency, and I didn't transfer any of my options. I just transferred over my actual securities, my actual stocks. I tried to transfer over my AMC. I tried to transfer over my Coinbase stock, and that was about it. That's all I wanted to transfer at that time when they said, not happening. So I'm sweating a little bit. Hopefully things will work out for me. It's a lot of shares of AMC that are sitting on Robinhood that I have a sneaky suspicion are synthetic. Let's see. I figured out my only crypto staking alternatives are by using Gemini, Celsius, and also staking on Exodus app. Exodus, yep. Uphold, have you looked up Uphold? Uphold might be one you might be able to get access to as well. My theory behind Robinhood is they made a lot of money off my mess up. Yeah, make a lot of money off a lot of people, I believe, because they liquidated all my crypto super low from my initial buy. Yes. There's a special place in hell for Robinhood. I agree, Ronald. Thank you. I say they made money on me because their DOGE is considered an IOU only. Yes, I think all of their crypto is considered an IOU. I think all of their crypto is internally traded. I don't think any of it is traded on the blockchain at all. I think Uphold does not work. Bummer. Gemini seemed okay. Yeah, Gemini's been around for a while. I think Gemini's the Winklevoss twins, and they're all about cryptocurrency and all about blockchain technology. So, yeah, I'd look into it. I mean, Gemini seems like a good resource. I have a Celsius account. I haven't deposited anything into it. I did sign up for it because they were offering interest. I believe I do have a video going over Uphold and Celsius. You might want to check those out. I know they're a little bit dated, but at least they'll kind of give you a glimpse into what's going on. So let me see if I can find it for you. I'll link it. I know it's an older video. Did it a while back. Talked about sometimes I forget how many videos I actually have. It's crazy. That sucks, man, but at least it's a start. At least it's something that you can, compound interest with. If they allow staking and they allow daily reinvesting, at least that's a way for you to start doing some compounding interest. Let me see here. Yeah, it really stinks you can't use crypto.com, because crypto.com is one of the best. Even their DeFi, you can't use the crypto.com DeFi. It's separate from their main site. So crypto.com may be, or crypto.com or crypto DeFi, whatever the CRO DeFi may be accessible in New York, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't find the video. I know I did a video on Celsius and Uphold recently, or not recently, at least this year I did it. I can't seem to find it. I wonder if it got taken down. I didn't even realize it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I did a review on Uphold, Celsius. You just mentioned Gemini. There are other ones out there. Look into DeFi as well. DeFi may be a way to kind of avoid some of those state loopholes, if you will. Setting up like a private browser or using a Tor browser and like a MetaMask and like a DeFi app and staking through PancakeSwap may be a solution to gain those compound interests in some of these other cryptocurrencies as well. Yeah, a little more risky, yes, but a lot of people do it. There are a lot of people that are in your position do it, so that may be a solution as well that you want to look into. I do have a video coming out hopefully soon. I'm working on it. Don't really, working on the direction I want to go with it, talking about compounding interest and CRO. Compounding interest is huge right now in cryptocurrency. A while back, it used to be master nodes and staking these master nodes, and has kind of transitioned. More people are focusing on DeFi and lending and compounding interest. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm mining on pro hashing with my L3 pluses, collecting my payout in CRO, staking my CRO for 14.68%, and I'm compounding that daily on top of adding my rewards to it. My goal is to get to that crypto.com like Obsidian black card. That's what I want. And I'm trying to do that just by mining and compound investing. That's what would, I mean, if you're in those private chat channels, I recently shared a link to a spreadsheet that I'm working on, kind of going over my compound interest investing. So definitely check out that video when it comes out. I'll make sure I tag everybody in it so you guys can check it out. Yeah, I know F2 Pool does have a better payout, but I really want the CRO. F2 Pool doesn't pay out in CRO. I want CRO. I mean, my miners aren't doing too bad. On average, it's between 1.3, 1.35, and 1.4 gigahash. And my main focus right now is CRO, the crypto.com coin. again, and it's because I'm reinvesting it. If I'm cutting down on fees by mining it this way, paying 20 cents, I believe, to send it to my CRO wallet, and then it's free to send CRO to another CRO wallet under the same account. So there's no fee there, and then it's just staking it. So I was looking at if I was to use F2 Pool, mine for Doge and mine for Light, and then sell my Doge and Litecoin for CRO. There's still a small fee. It's not a huge fee, but there's still a small fee, and then I got to transfer it over to my DeFi wallet. So this way I'm cutting out some steps by mining directly to CRO, and I'm seeing the gains. I'll try it this way for a little bit, and then I'll try F2 Pool a little bit as well. Again, I mean, that's what I was doing before, and it was too many steps. I had to, on a daily basis or a bi-weekly basis or day-to-day weight basis, sell my Light, sell my Doge, whatever portion of my Doge, and convert to CRO, and then it's just too many steps. At least this way, go straight to my wallet. All I gotta do is stake it. It's that simple. And I'll go over that in a video more in depth. Hopefully it'll be out either this weekend or later this week. Let's see. Do you know about compounding on BizBuySwap by staking BSW? I have cues about your miner setup when you have a minute. My goal is CRO. I mean, okay, so I'm at the metal card level. I'm staking $4,000 worth of CRO right now, so I get 10% back on my purchases, which is mind-blowing if you think about it. I just had to go spend a bunch of money on my family and the trip and everything else. Everything was on my CRO card. I got 10% back on my entire trip. I mean, what other card offers you that? Tell me. I mean, I'm curious to know. 10% back on everything I just spent? Phenomenal. Unreal. That's why I like CRO. I mean, they have good perks. I get money back for my Netflix. I get money back for my wife's Spotify. I get 10% back when I go spend my CRO. I get money back when I stake it. I got no complaints with CRO except for the fact that Snipecat can't use it in New York. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. What you got? You said you got a question about mining. What you got going on, boss? I'll look up buy swap too. By the way, is it BSW? Exchange fees fairly low, 0.1% for decentralized exchange on the Binance Smart Chain network with a 3-type referral system. Binance Smart Chain. Oh, that's some crazy high return. 341.92 APR. 7.9 million right now in liquidity. Interesting that they don't show you what's earned. Unlock wallet. How do I unlock wallet? I'll have to do some digging. That can't be right. Something's got to be off here, or it's a referral scheme like BitConnect was. That's some crazy high interest. $1,000 in BSW, prize pool. I mean, it's a clean website, but smart contract verified. I don't know, man. Those numbers just seem fishy to me. Those are some huge numbers. Start farming, start inviting, add liquidity, earn income from swap transactions, receive multiple rewards as a liquidity provider. Stake LP tokens in farms and earn up to, Jesus. How to, first of all, you will need to convert the crypto that you want to invest into BNB, Binance Coin, right? The easiest way is to do it is to send it from crypto to Binance, then convert to BSUD or USDT, then convert your BUSD to USDT to BNB. Yeah. So you can buy BNB directly through the Trust wallet. So you can link your Trust wallet to your credit card and buy BNB or Binance Smart Chain. You really need BSC, it looks like. So you can buy that directly through the Trust wallet or directly through MetaMask. So you don't have to do all that transfer. So you got to remember, the more transactions you have, the more transaction fees you're going to have, the longer it's going to take you to recuperate your ROI. So that's what I would focus on. If I was to get into this, I'd try to figure out the simplest way to get involved in it so I can get my money in and out, get my return on investment, and then I'm just playing with house money, especially with numbers like this. This is not stable, in my opinion. This is some crazy stuff. So I would try to get my money in, get my money out, and play with house money. That would be my go. Trying to copy and paste from a book. I appreciate it, man, and I'll do some digging as well. It's CertTech audited. Audit PDF. We can take a look at the audit PDF, I guess. Medium, minor. I mean, they did just as well as SafeMoon, by the way. 10. I think SafeMoon got around the same number. It's interesting, man. I definitely sparked some interest for me. I'll definitely do some digging into it. Farm, launch pools, swaps, earn income from swaps, transactions. MetaMask supported, Trust wallet supported. I mean, I have both MetaMask and Trust. I'll have to look into it and see what the transaction fees are. Because like I said, getting into something like this may not be difficult, but getting out of it and getting your return on your investment could become problematic. Like if they lock it up for you for 30 days or after you go to withdraw it and then there's a 28-day hold period and it's a company that you don't trust, it gets a little fishy for me. But no, I definitely like it. I definitely appreciate you bringing it up, and I will definitely do some more digging into it and see if I can find some more information on it, because maybe it'd be a good topic for an upcoming video when we talk more about compound interest. Maybe I'll try to work this into my crypto.com video that I got coming up. I appreciate you. Thank you. I got a blank page on the pool here. But I'll do some digging into it. It looks interesting. You said you had a question about mining. What's your question, or a question about my setup? What do you want to know? Ask away, my friend. Ask away. I'll do the best I can to answer it for you while I'm here. While I got you here. So your question was, how many L3s do you have connected at once? So unfortunately, right now, I only have 2 set up. I don't have power to hook up any others. But in the past, back 2017, 2016, I had a farm of 20 plus miners that I ran with a friend of mine. So right now I'm 2. In the past, I've run 20. So got experience running both. I've been running 2 L3s with no issues and recently plugged in a 3rd and it keeps tripping the breaker. Okay, so there's an 80% rule that you want to follow for your breakers. Have you ever seen the electrician's triangle? The electrician's triangle is something that you probably want to look up and look into. See if I can find one for you. Electrician's triangle. There's a couple versions of them out there. L3++ mining Doge and XRP. I'm excited for the next one. I only asked because you said a while back that you had 3 going where you were now. So I did. I had 2 L3s and I have an S9 as well. But my S9 is kind of like a experimental miner. I'm trying some new things with it. I'm messing with the ASIC chip is what I'm doing with this S9. It's a junk to unit. Only like 2/3 of the boards work, so I have like a half a board that's dead that I'm trying to kind of play with. Let me see if I can find that electrician square for you. So just because they were on their own power strip doesn't mean they were on their own separate breaker. You want to remember, this 80% rule is pretty key here. I'm trying to find it just so I don't mess up the orientation of the triangle. I have it just because I can play with it. Okay. Oop. Where did the picture go? So this is what you need to do. This is what you need to focus on. This is the calculation you need to use and utilize. I'm bringing it up right now for you. Don't you worry. Okay. So, write this down, take note of it, whatever you got to do. This is how you're going to figure out whether your breakers can hold the power or not. So, this is the key triangle. It's watts over voltage times amp. So, if you have, you should be able to figure out your average watts for each individual machine. So, if you're running, say, for example, my big machine runs at 13, let's say 25 watts, right? And that's over your voltage. So if it's 110 volts, you divide them, and that'll give you your amperage. Your amperage is on your breaker. If it's a 15 amp breaker and you're only using 12 amps, then your breaker's okay. But if you have two machines on a 110 15 amp breaker, you're going to pop it every single time. The breakers can take a little higher than 15 amps if it's a 15 amp breaker, but as soon as you plug in that third one, it's going to trip as soon as it gets hot. They're flipped by heat and resistance. So when you add more resistance to it or more power is pushed through that breaker, that's when it's going to flip. So utilizing this, you can figure out, and you might have to do some testing. You may have to plug in that third machine in another room. Unfortunately, you can't be using a 15 amp breaker to power this, or you have to piggyback breakers and use two 15 amp breakers. So you have a total of 30 amps powering three machines. Let me see. By the way, gold shell miner. I'm curious about the gold shell miner. Let me know how that works out. And it's awesome. I appreciate that. So it's a computer too. I'm curious about the gold shell, but let's focus on this real quick. I've got my miners running on an old house with inadequate wiring. I'm right there with you, Ronald. I actually started burning my wires. I kept tripping even when I went to another outlet. Just because it's not on a different outlet doesn't mean it's on a separate breaker. Turn the lights on, flip the breaker, and see how many lights turn off with that breaker. And that's another thing. So if you have, your room is, your breaker is going to power your lights. It's going to power, the receptacles. Everything that's in that room is on that one breaker. So it's not just your miners, it's everything. So for example, a miner in a utility closet in the back room where the lights don't go on, the lights are unplugged, and it's just my miners. That is it. So I have two miners on, each one is on its own 50 amp breaker. One's on a bathroom outlet that no one uses, and one is on a utility closet that no one uses. So each one, just to be safe for me, is on its own separate 15 amp breaker. That's how I do it. But then again, I'm running at 1300 plus watts of power. Yeah, exactly. Watts probably on the same breaker. I will live with no lights. Live with no lights, or run an extension cord. Make sure the extension cord is rated for the voltage and the amps, first of all. Second of all, be careful running an extension cord. Use a surge protector, but run an extension cord. You could not. I have in the past, ran an extension cord from another room that I knew was on a separate breaker to my miner, even though they're in the same position or in the same room. I ran an extension cord to plug in that unit. I can only use my one bedroom to run the miners because of the noise and heat. I'm waiting for the house to catch fire. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. You might be in a pickle. The only thing I can suggest doing is, if it is, say, instead of a 110, some houses have 120. If you have a 120 volt service or access and it's not 110, you can potentially up your breaker. You can get a 30 amp breaker to replace or 25 amp breaker, whatever it is, to replace that 15 amp breaker. Check your breaker size, and you may reach out to an electrician, because he can just hook up to it with a tester and see what the voltage is. You may be able to add an additional or add a bigger breaker to that room specifically. And the breakers are real easy to install once your main power is off. I recommend turning off your main power to do it. But you may be able to upgrade your breaker to add that miner. That may be your only solution if you are, locked in that one room, or the extension cord. So Morningwood is asking, how much does your 3 L3 pluses with firmware cost? Power money. So my two L3 pluses that I have are right around 1325, 1200 watts, and my electrical cost is very, very low. I'm under 5 cents because I'm in a state that has hydropower. We have one of the smallest hydro plants in the country, so if you looked it up, you kind of could figure out where I live. Hint, hint. So I have access to that. So my power is fairly cheap, so I'm not paying a lot. So my two miners alone pay for my water, pay for my electricity, and there's still something left over at the end of the month. That's how I'm looking at it. They're paying for themselves. These miners are old. They run 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unless I'm cleaning them, and they pay for electricity for themselves. They pay for electricity for the entire house. They pay for my water bill, and there's still left over for me to go invest and play with. Yeah, man, that's tough. You may want to look into some solar panels or some wind power or something. 10 cents a kilo. That's some high price, high price electricity you got there. And that was one of the main things why I was in Southwest Florida alone. Southwest Florida when I was mining through my farm, and electrical cost is close to that. I was like 10, 11 cents, 8 cents. 7 cents if you were like commercially zoned. That was the lowest that I found, and you really had to like beg for that value. That's why I moved where I'm living now, because electricity cost is cheap, because it's a cooler climate. So that's why I'm here where I am now, because I can focus on my mining, letting the miners do what they do best. Yeah, man, jump on the marketplace. I'll help you sell it if you want to help selling it. Like I said, we try to stick to that 3-month ROI in the past. I've said it. So if you want to sell it, I'll help you. Hopefully we can help figure out getting it to work for you and getting that thing up and running. I bought 2 L3s for $1,500. By the time I figured out they were profitable, I had to pay $2,000 for 2 more. You're doing better than a lot of other people, though, man. I mean, you can see single L3 pluses right now on eBay for $1,500 by themselves. I picked up a used one for, I think, $500 a couple months back before Dogecoin spiked. So you did pretty well, Ronald, picking up the 4 that you got. So you got what you said, $2,000 plus 15. So you're looking at $2,500 invested in 4 machines. And you're making probably, let's speculate here. Let's do some speculation. Let's say gigahash. Are you overclocking your machines, Ronald, or are you keeping them stock? Well, for argument's sake, let's say you overclock them slightly. Nothing crazy. 2.7. That's a nice little daily kickback for you. It's not a bad monthly return. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna let everybody else do the math for you, so I don't say it out loud and embarrass you, or give away any trade secrets that you may be trying to hide. But that's a nice little return you got there, Ronald. 4 machines. Depending on what pool you're on, you could really dive in deep and either compound interest or just hold and collect. A lot of people are doing that right now, is just holding, mining and holding, because everyone's hoping that Dogecoin and Litecoin will spike as time goes on. Litecoin follows Bitcoin pretty closely. When one dips, the other dips, and so on. And then Dogecoin kind of is its own animal and is unpredictable, but has done really well. And I think it's only going to do better as time goes on. So I think you're in a pretty good place, man. Well, I'm glad you found us. I'm glad I was able to help out, and if you need any more help, just ask my friend. Yeah, 600, I mean, you're probably safe with the wattage at that point, saying you had old wiring, so 600 is probably a good moderate hash rate. Me, I'm balls to the wall, man. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking running mine. Mine are overclocked to the max. Snipe, we're sorry, man. We'll get you there. We're gonna help you. We will. Send me pictures of your electrical box if you can, and show me trip the breaker intentionally, and then take a picture of the tripped breaker. I want to see which one is actually tripped on your entire breaker box. I want to see where it's positioned and where it's tripped. So if you could do that for me, maybe I can help you. Along. Down the line. I'm not an electrician. I do have a little bit of electrical experience, but maybe I can help you out a little bit, and we can kind of get that third machine up and running for you. We're all here to help each other. That's what it's all about. Ronald, you're a good man, my friend. There's a lot of smart people in our Discord server as well that may have more electrical experience than I do. My electrical experience comes from the 20 plus years I spent as a welder. So having to hook up and play with 240 and 400 and, 3-phase and single phase, all that stuff comes into play when you're a welder. So that's where my experience comes from, but I'm not an electrician. There are things that I don't understand or don't quite know when it comes to older wiring and houses. So, but at least I can point you in the right direction. Send me some pictures, share what you got going on, and we'll try to get this straightened out for you. It's the best I can do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Bouncy, bouncy. Come on, AMC. Let's see that bounce. Still super, super low volume. Super, super, super low volume with AMC. 32 million, 34 million. Come on. We were doing, 100 million. $200 million in volume on a daily chart, on an hourly chart. So we'll get there. It'll come back. It will. I have all the faith. So another ETF that is heavily involved in AMC is AMOM. We talked about it in my Monday video. AMOM is a South Korea-based fintech company. Now, this fintech company, this financial technical company, whatever it is, has utilized the vast knowledge that they have of AI intelligence, Elon Musk's favorite topic, AI. And what this AI did, if you didn't catch my last video, it sold Facebook. It sold Walmart. It sold a couple other securities, but Facebook and Walmart were the biggest holdings that this company had at the time. So it sold it, and Facebook dumped yesterday, today. I mean, Facebook was, doing fairly well. They probably dumped it back here more or less. So 358, huge dump. Probably dipped it again here, sold more here when people found out the news. So they sold off a huge amount of Facebook, causing Facebook to lose some value. I mean, Facebook will come back. Facebook's pretty strong. But the other one that they sold was Walmart. Let's see if I can find Walmart. I like Walmart. I like trading Walmart. Walmart's a good one. But again, they sold it. It spiked. They sold it. And, they bought AMC. They bought a lot of AMC. So this AI is, I don't know if it's... You got to remember, so when you trade, there's one key thing that a lot of traders talk about, and that is emotions. Emotions play a big part of the retail investor, hedge funds, and so on. That's why a lot of these companies are transitioning over to AI technology or algorithm-based fundamental technology. And yes, they're programmed by humans and the numbers are there, but you're taking out that human factor of emotion, and it's only focusing on the technical analysis. It's only focusing on the numbers, and based solely on the numbers, based solely on what this AI has picked up, in whatever it's searching, whatever data it's looking at, it itself has said Facebook and Walmart aren't making the bank for me, or not making bank for this company. We're going to dump them, and we're going to buy AMC. AMC is the new hot play right now. So I thought that was pretty cool that an AI that has probably no knowledge of Wall Street bets or any knowledge of what is going on, but understands everything probably to do with investing and all of the tactics that could probably be out there. It itself sees the numbers. It itself sees the short squeeze and picked up AMC shares. I thought that was pretty cool. So I myself picked up 100 shares of AMOM or AMOM myself. It's down a little bit for me now. That's because I think hedge funds are shorting a lot of these ETFs like we talked about earlier around AMC. But as AMC price goes up, AMOM will go up, and that's another positive holding for me. So I thought it was a good play. I'm going to look into some other ETFs as well, since they're being driven down by hedge funds. Might be a good time to invest in ETFs that have large holdings in AMC. Another way to bolster your holdings if you don't have the $30 a share or $50, $60 a share for AMC. Look at some of these alternative ETFs that hold AMC. These other companies that hold AMC may be another way of getting... Because when the squeeze happens, they're going to go up as well in value because they hold AMC. So that may be another in for you, if you will, to kind of look at and check out. I'm dead inside. Easy, Ronald, easy. It's a big part of it, my friend. It really is. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I mean, I think we've talked about it, multiple videos. I've spent 20 plus, 23 plus, 25 plus years in the field. I've been beaten down. I've been beaten up. I've seen the crashes. I've, struggled. I've lived out of my car. Seeing dips like this, I'm still smiling. I'm having fun. That's the only emotion I have right now, is I'm just enjoying the show. Yeah, this is the best show on earth, in my opinion, right now. This is been a amazing ride for myself and so many people. And you got to look at it that way. Keep a smile on your face. Think about the future. Speculate the profits that you could, return. In my opinion, we're going to see a massive pump here soon, probably to $100 to $500 a share, and then it's going to dip down again, getting rid of those diamond hand people. And that's going to be another play by the hedge funds. I'm not selling. I'm holding on. I want $1,000 a share. I want $5,000 a share. I want $10,000 a share. I want $50,000 a share. I'm not selling. I'm holding, and that's what I'm holding out for. I may take some gains along the way, but the bulk of my investment, I'm holding on for those big numbers. And I can't stress that enough. Keep your eyes out for those kind of plays. It's a lot of people are talking about it right now because we're getting closer. Every single day this goes on, the closer we get to the squeeze. It's an inevitable fact. It will happen in the future. I know that's kind of vague and out there, but the squeeze will happen. It hasn't happened yet. Nobody has covered yet. It's coming. But they're going to have another play. They're going to have another form of manipulation as the price pumps, as people get involved, as you see the price pump, more people are going to try to buy in as the price climbs, as it skyrockets, as we see a strong candle up to 46, up to 51, and it jumps 20% in a single hour. People are going to start buying in, which is going to cause FOMO, which is going to cause more pumping, and their hedge funds are going to let it pump, and then they're going to crash it. And you're going to see tons of FUD and news come out. This is it. This is the floor. This is the top. This is the roof. This is the ceiling. No, it's not. The floor is 100K. The floor is 500K. The floor is whatever the hell you set it at. We hold the power. We have the supply of AMC. You just got to wait for it. You got to hold out. That's what I'm doing for. I'm laughing at AMC charts today. I laugh every day. I mean, it's a hilarious thing, Ronald. It really is. I'm getting that island. I'm getting that island. I'm getting that house. I'm getting, everything that I ever wanted. I'm going for it. I don't know why my bar keeps moving every time my chart changes. That's the line. All this above the line is all based upon FOMO. This is where we are at. This has all been fun. We could have seen the squeeze multiple times at these points, but we didn't. This, to me, is the fundamental line. We are approaching that fundamental line. We could dip below it briefly, but this is where I believe we will start to see the squeeze, is when we get a little closer to this line. I think it's going to pop off. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Granted, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert. Just based upon what I've seen and the research that I've done. We saw a lot of FOMO, and we've kept the price high for a couple of weeks because of all that FOMO, because of all that hype around AMC, and we saw some sell-off. People getting that gains, collecting those dollars. I'm in the red. I'm big time in the red. My count's down 50K. I'm laughing about it. It is what it is. Keep going. Keep chugging along. I'm trying my best. I got my charts open here as I'm talking to you guys. I'm looking for plays. I'm trying to figure out if there are any positions available and ready for me to jump into. My account is looking pretty barren right now in terms of trading activity. Got some good gains Monday. Bolstered my account a little bit, but I'm searching for that big opportunity, that big trade to get me that 20-30% return where I can purchase another 50 shares, another 100 shares, whatever it may be. I try to do it in larger increments like that for my DC and my dollar cost average. I mean, we can take a look here if you want. Let me screenshot it, and I'll slide it over. Shoo. These are my current option plays. You know, I'm long on them. I mean, this one isn't as long, but I'm down 30%, down 26%, you know, down 6%. And then, you know, my no key one is way out there. This is like a long-term play. This is me thinking about 5G. This is, you know, Nokia's return to the game in 2022. Don't listen to me. Nothing wrong with that, Ronald. There really isn't. If you have it and it's you don't mind losing it if it goes south, that's what investing is. That's what gambling is. You know, you don't make it unless you try. But these are my holdings right now. These are, you know, obviously my 2 AMC holdings. We got 5 contracts at the $39 and $49 strike price. So again, it's going to return to 50. But when it hits 50, it's going to go through 39. Right? So once that happens, those two will be in the money. I will sell those ones and buy, or sell the 49, buy the 2 contracts at 39, and you know, pick up another 200 shares. That's my game plan. I'm not even going to touch that one with a stick, Ronald. That last comment of yours, I ain't touching it, my friend. I'm probably going to lose on this one, and I'm probably going to lose on this one. You know, you win some, you lose some, but it's not about how many you win or how many you lost. It's how much you gain. You know, you could lose 8 out of 10 trades, but the 9th and 10th trade make up all the difference in the world. You know, that's what it comes down to. Here's my stock holdings for Robinhood. You know, I try to be as open, as transparent with you guys as I possibly can. Obviously, I try to give a little more value to the VIP members, but, you know, this is where I'm at. In terms of Robinhood, I do have other investment plays out there, whether it be crypto, whether it be Webull. I have holdings other than AMC on Webull. Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, whatever it may be, and obviously my DeFi and my mining. But I'll share my Robinhood with you guys right now. This is where I'm at. So, you know, you can see I'm losing money on coin, and these ones are kind of tied together. So I'm hoping that when AMC goes up, this one will go up as well. But yeah, this is going to be a loss for me for a while. I bought this one at the IPO, and I'll hold on to that one. You know, that one's Coinbase to me is a strong company. It's at the forefront of the blockchain technology and crypto space. I'm going to hope that Coinbase returns to its higher highs later on. So I'm going to hold on to that one. Nice little green candle at the 1 hour chart, guys, for AMC. This could be the turning point. Who knows? Fingers crossed. I mean, this kind of looks a little similar to this one here. So this could just be a bounce, and it could come back down, hit the 32, bounce way up to 50, bounce back down to 32, bounce up to 100. We just enjoying the roller coaster. I think I've rambled enough for the day, guys. I'm going to go have some lunch with the family. I'm going to go see what's going on upstairs. If you guys have any other questions for me, let me know. I'll try to get that video out about the compound interest as soon as possible regarding crypto.com and now BSW. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Let me write that down because I'm old and I will forget. So I'll take a look at those. We'll make a comparison video maybe or something, a referral video or a review video or something. I'll take a look in depth about what's going on with that one. I'll share with everybody, hopefully soon, once I get closer to releasing the video, my Google Sheet about compound interest and what I have set up for myself and CRO. Again, I'm trying to mine CRO and stake CRO DeFi to gain that black card. That's going to be the premise of this next video. So check that out when it comes out. Message me privately. Message me on Discord. I try to check it as often as I can. I do have 2 small children, so I am constantly chasing them around. But I do try to check the chats as often as I possibly can to help out as often as I possibly can. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will get to you. I promise you I will respond to you probably more often on Discord than I do on YouTube. I try to respond to the YouTube comments, but it's getting harder and harder since we have more and more spam that I have to filter through to find the good comments. So Discord may be your safest bet trying to get a hold of me. Until next video, guys, take it easy. Enjoy the show. And I'm not talking about my show because I know I'm hilarious, but enjoy, get some extra fries, enjoy the shit show that we're watching with AMC, and just sit back, relax, and wait for those tendies to roll in. Keep those diamond hands polished and strong. And if you get hesitant, if you start having doubts, reach out to me. We'll talk about it. Well, I want to know why you're doubting, what's going on, and maybe we can research it together and figure out a positive answer instead of focusing on the negative. So take it easy, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.